Here we go. We are in game number 4, our final matchup for the grand finals this evening for the Season 2 Dota Underlords Pro. I am going to be one of the casters. I'm joined by Jinxie Cat and Zixurus. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for casting with me. Jinxie, what do you want to see in this game?
I'd really like to see something other than big time contract take it. That's my hope.
We're just gonna. Go ahead, Zex.
I would just like to see a scrappy mage comp. Give me a classic. Because we've been in this meta long enough that scrappy plus whatever is usually fairly strong, and I've yet to see someone like go scrappy mage.
Ooh, that's actually really true. We've seen a little bit of some mage here and there, but it's not like we've seen like a full, well, because I think someone actually did in game number 1 might have had 6 stacks on mage, but I don't know if it worked out really, or excuse me, 2 stacks of mage, so 6 ticks total. Wow, a lot of Vipers being pulled out here as well. Who do we want to jump over to? Chaos Knight for Wiz as well. I actually want to jump over to Wiz because they've been pretty strong throughout this evening with a solid placing throughout a lot of these games.
Yeah. Wiz though has been just a smidge inconsistent. He had that really hard start game 1, and then just ran through everybody game 2 over in Group B. Mm-hmm. Now he's and then I had a little bit of a rougher time with game 3, but maybe he wins on the even games. Maybe that's the strat. Ignore the odd games, win on the even games. Is that the new meta? The even meta?
I heard you get more points if you win on the even games. Absolutely. But this is going to be. Oh my God! We have a 2-star. We have a 2-star Venno already. Also, we're going to be having an Aegis the Immortal as well for. Is it just Morana? Is that all? Is that the actual name? Because I think it was spelled that way on the league posting. So is it actually spelled differently than pronounced?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just saying it as Moranich. Okay. I'm thinking like more sandwich.
That's the thing is, like, I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, and like you said that, and like as the game progresses, that's gonna be the slip of the tongue right there. It's just more sandwiches biting with their 3-star Venomancer. But we do end our last neutral round before we go into the PvP, and I would like to highlight the fact that Lingly is going to be sitting with some barracks. Excuse me, a barricade. My apologies with that.
I was like, barracks. Hey, what? We got creeps in here all of a sudden?
You got to get rid of the racks so that way you can get the mega creeps down the lane. But they also get a target buddy. This is just all. Is it item build? Is it just item build for them right now?
I would do exactly what he's doing with it right now. I would just those 2 right there. Mm-hmm. Maybe move Timbersaw off to the side. But yeah, definitely that's a heck of a barricade right there. Because
it's actually like, so when the items came out, I obviously chose them as much as possible because I wanted to fiddle around with them, and I actually had a lot of fun with the barricades. I was running hunters at the time, so what I would do is I would have my sniper and my drow ranger over in that back left corner, and I'd put those barricades in front, and then being able to block any sort of damage diving in, or even the assassins, and just kind of like cornering with that a little bit, but still allowing my frontline units to be a little bit more forward, and it worked out pretty well for me. I've gotten some good value from it. You were talking about some of the guides, and I believe I read 10 mans on the kind of the tiers, I guess the rankings of each item within its own tier, and barricade is very low, I believe, in their opinion. And it's one of those things that, like, I definitely think you can get value from it. It's just one of those things that it's your placement, it's the matchup, and it's also your rank as well. I mean, in probably Lord of the White Spire, it's easily figured out by now. Where I play, it's probably something I can dabble with here and there, but it might not get away with it all the time. I don't know, Jinxie Cat, have you had any luck with any of the new items that have been coming into the game? Not too new, but I guess just the items that came in.
So far, I have to say, I think that Target Buddy is probably one of the better ones. I played with the Tombstone when it came out, and it was super broken, fantastic. Barricade seems really lackluster, and most of the time I forget that the healing ward is in the game. It goes down so quickly it doesn't do a whole lot. So Target Buddy and Tombstone I've played with a little bit more.
Yeah, and the target buddy, or excuse me, the tombstone getting that nerf in yesterday's patch when it was reduced, the cells were reduced by 1, so it went from 2 to 1. And you were noting earlier that you have to play with a more aggressive composition in that situation, put it further forward, which means it can get blown up easier, and your units are going to be further forward in the lane. And I think that 1 cell like reduction, it took it from being a mid to high tier item to a very lower priority, in my opinion, within, I believe it's a tier 4, right? Or is it it's tier 3.
Yeah, it's one of those tiers.
I can't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
I think
it's
Tombstone.
4.
It is? Okay. I feel like it's
Tombstone
really low
at
for
this
that, but
point-
yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Zach, sorry.
Sorry. I think Tombstone now is more of a defensive item at this point. It's going to be something you want to put in your backline to give it more value against certain comps. Like you can still throw it in front, but it's definitely not nearly as good anymore.
It's just I haven't seen it get much value, and I haven't seen really anyone prioritize it. I wish we could cycle through and see the items that the players are being presented. Maybe in a future patch, that is something that they'll be able to do. So Dota, I know you're watching. Just Dota God in general, Gaben, please allow us to see all items from in spectator mode. And I'm definitely sure that there's ways like that you want to limit that, so that way that your friend can't watch and just like look at someone else's item list and stuff like that and help you out and kind of get that advantage. But in a spectator mode and competitive mode, I feel like that there should be a little bit more tools for the casters. Help us out to give you all better games. But regardless, we've been sitting on one of the players for quite some time now. Let's actually jump over to Wiz. We haven't checked out their composition as it has been progressing. We do see them with the Viper, the Morphling, the Venomancer, and also this Puck. And this is going to go down very quickly to So Bad Really Is. That's the Chaos Knight with just the gigantic stun into the face of Puck, who dodges one attack, still goes down right there with the second Chaos Bolt, I believe is the name of the ability.
Yeah, that Chaos 2-star Chaos Knight round 7 is pretty high tier in my opinion. He's gonna just slap people so hard with that. But looking at Wiz's comp, gets a 2-star Drow Ranger just now. Some upgrades coming through. He's kind of all over the board. I feel like he wants to go full assassins and dragons, but he's also sitting on mages as well. So I'm not really sure how he's going to play out these next few rounds. He's probably going to be playing it pretty close to the bone as he's still on level 4. Just really working his econ, trying to minimize any potential damage that he takes.
I'm watching Wiz still right now, and they're going up against the player with all the items, and it seems like it's actually a bit of a distraction enough, but that 2-star Timbersaw going to get that true damage out, as Jinxie noted before, going to be able to finish out that round and take the win over on their side. Who else? Anyone popping up for either of you two that you'd like to focus on?
Well, I want to know why Blazed is on a win streak right now, and it might be in part because of this 2-star Lycan he's got. And he's got a 2-star Enchantress as well. So that Treant Protector is essentially a 2-star Treant Protector. So 3 2-stars this early on is really nice.
They are sitting on a Lycan in their shop. I think they just sold a couple things, and they're going to pick up this Pudge. They do get the synergy for the Heartless. I personally love the Heartless synergy. I think that's such a great debuff to the enemy team to be able to remove 5 armor and then 10 and then 15. I don't think I've actually ever played with 6 Heartless, and it's obviously because you have to play a little bit into the humans as well, and you have to find a Fall from Grace to kind of finish that one out, which it feels a little weird to me that you have to pick up a specific item to finish out Heartless. Granted, I mean, 15 reduced armor is a lot, so I guess that is a way to kind of balance out that situation, so it's not happening too much. But Blaze, it looks like they're going to be doing fine in this round, as the Treant Protector will stomp on over and finish out that Terror Blade.
So, and really, honestly, about this comp, as soon as he gets that Treant naturally 2-starred,
yeah,
man, he's going to have a 3-star Treant or a 3-star Enchantress, and both are really good for sustain. That's when, if you're someone else, you're beginning to look at Dawning of Ritual, going Assassins. You're looking at one of those options.
I'm just double checking something in the background. Okay, I actually do have a Treant in their shop right now, but they're not going to be picking it up due to wanting to have the oh my god, I keep wanting to say economy, but it's interest. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. This is going to be another neutral round coming out. Jinxie Cat, anything that you're seeing in this game so far as we get into round 10?
Everybody's starting with the basic savages. You know, that's pretty standard. We did have a couple of primordials floating around. I don't see them anymore. If you want to go ahead and go to the stats.
Oh, we only have this game for stats. These are only the stats we have. Yeah, because there's no Group B anymore. Unfortunately,
that is true.
We had 8 players get eliminated. That's essentially for anyone who might have joined a little bit late and they're just wondering like why there's only one lobby or anything like that. We had 3 games that determined the top 8, and then the top 8 battle it out in a final game number 4, which we're in right now for anyone who's wondering, and that's just going to be us figuring out who takes the win here. But it is score-based still, so the scores from game 1, game 2, and 3 are all cumulative into game number 4. So as we said before, if you're in 8th place, and I think Zexorus had a great story about this beforehand, if you're in 8th place and you end up taking first, you could potentially jump yourself into the first place and then take the entire series. So I haven't looked at the point scoring and seen if that's a possibility just yet. But either way, we'll go ahead and take a peek at that in a minute. I'm going to stay on Lingle right now and just see how they do into Philia, who's sitting. What are they? I think they have Heartless. They've got themselves a little bit of Savage as well, and they've also got the Enchantress, and they've got that Bounty Hunter and Morphling, who's going to get hooked right there. They also will be just skirting on through the Lycan, and nice punch from the Tusk as the I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, the 2-star Morphling into the 1-star Lycan will be a little too. It's just not going to be enough right there to finish out that round. But Blaze is on a win streak still. They're looking really strong.
We're seeing a lot more priority onto scrappy units as we move forward. Scrappy inventors, scrappy assassins. Getting that extra health regen in the early game is pretty strong against things like savages. As we move into round 12, we're seeing a lot of the savages are starting to fall off in favor of other things. Druids, mages usually come around really strong in the mid game.
Actually, Ninja in chat dumping out that knowledge for us. Savages is for transitioning into good stuff / hunters. So they might have their own tacked on their own opinion right at the end of that right there. But we're gonna stick on Blaze for this next round right here, see how they do, and we'll highlight that damage as well, as they're comfortably moving through these lanes. And that's gonna be an easy win streak completion for them right there, and they're gonna pick up a solid 7 gold for finishing out the total win streak.
7 or 4? I thought it was 4.
I'm not.
Or 7. Sorry, in total, yes, it would be 4, and then their interest.
Okay, perfect. But round 13 coming on in, and Blaze does finish that out, still sitting at 100 health. A lot of players going to be going to that level up into 6, and we do see a 2-star Venomancer, 2-star Drow Ranger, a couple of those going to be popping up, a 2-star Beastmaster. Let's actually jump over to Icarus, who I think it looks like they're going to be going into Brownies based on what they're upgrading. They do have an axe on the bench, and I think they're going to be waiting for maybe something better. But it's going to be Hunter, Heartless, and Warrior. I personally love this composition. I think there's a lot of great things that these alliances bring as a group together. The debuff from the Heartless, you have the extra attacks coming in from the Hunter, as well as the extra shielding on those Warriors. If they can pick up a Brawny and maybe like a Disruptor or something like that, that'll be huge for them right there. It isn't going to be a winning round for them, unfortunately, because that is going to be... Oh, wait, hold on. No. Venomancer a little too strong with that 2-star right there. As once again, I apologize for not showing the damage. Wind Ranger putting in a lot themselves as well as the Beastmaster, but it's just the sustained damage just whittling down some of these lower health pool heroes way too early on the side of Blaze. And they'll continue to just win out. And have they lost yet? No, Blaze hasn't lost a single matchup between any of these players. 9-0. Dang.
I'd like to point out that we have 5 summoning stones on the...
We do. Oh my god.
Oh lordy. Why?
Alrighty.
Because?
So that makes me wonder if Monoric and Lingle are going to maybe come out ahead, seeing as 5 summoning stones. I mean, there are going to be 5 players contesting summoning units. So are we going to see a lot more primordials popping up again? They started right at the beginning. Everybody got rid of them pretty quickly. Venomancer, obviously, fantastic priority right now.
Beastmaster putting in a lot of damage. I'm still on Icarus right now, and it looks like they'll be able to win this round. I'm curious, what is the Beastmaster sitting at? Has 7 kills, but as noted before, they don't have another brawny rate just yet to complete that stack to get the 30 extra health per kill that each of these units, or each of those units have. Philia is actually, I think we haven't looked at Philia in a little bit, so let's actually jump over to them as we are going to be seeing them go into, Zex, you have to help me with this. Is it Nervin or Nervous?
Yeah, I'm saying Nervin for now.
Okay, Nervin.
I don't know how to put that 5 on at the end.
I just assume it's an S because that's usually what it is, or it's just a 5 at the end because the original one was taken and they like 5 over all the other numbers. But let's see here. Alrighty. I'm just watching. I'm looking at Philly, what they also have sitting on the board here, and it's going to be mostly stacks and savages. We also do have that warrior. They're looking for another heartless. They've got the Necrophos on the bench. Let's stick over here during the during our neutral round, and kind of same question, Jinxie Cat. We are kind of getting into that half-ish way. A lot of our games have been ending around that round 30, round 35 area. So we're getting into the halfway area. Do you think a lot of teams are going to, or a lot of players are going to be transitioning out of the Savages, or do you think some of them are going to stick with it, maybe go for the extra stack? Because we currently have, Philia could potentially go for that if maybe someone sells off theirs.
I think right now everybody's hit around level 7. That's when you start finding things like your Tide Hunters, your Dragon Knights. So the Savages become a little bit less of a priority, and it becomes more about making smaller alliances. So I'd like to see a lot of these players, especially some of them who just have level 1 Savages, sell them in prioritizing better units with better alliances and more impactful abilities.
I think I agree with that. It's that hard transition phase, and like this is something in my own games that I need to start doing myself is getting to a point and saying, like, you know what, just because I've been building into this doesn't mean it's going to be the correct thing. Maybe I need to be a little bit more I need to adapt more to what the enemy players are bringing to the table, as we are going to be seeing Philia going into Lingali, I think it is, and they're going to be throwing a couple members around here and there. I don't believe they actually, they got a Blink Dagger, but they didn't use it. Timbersaw going to get another spin, and I don't think it'll be enough for them to win as the Tiny gets the toss out. Hook coming out from the Punch as well. They're just throwing this Timbersaw around. Punch coming out from the Tusk, just bullying this Timbersaw around, and they end up winning that round as well. Zex, is there anyone that's on the board that you're interested in?
Actually, I want to take a look at the guy who's I just forgot how to pronounce his name. Neverin? Nervin. That's it. That's how I said it. He's got a 2-star drought. He's got a 2-star troll. He too has a summoning stone, not really being, and it's going to be used in conjunction with this lone druid. So that bear is going to be pretty good. Sitting on 4 heartless, 2 druids, 3 savage. Looks like he's going to transition into hunters, but he's also got this really valuable unit in Kunkka. So we're going to see how this turns out this round. Going into stuff like this Terror Blade. I'm going to wait to see that Sunder pop out, which it does. And now, how does this play out?
Kunkka ship. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. Kunkka ship lands.
No, that was
I just wanted to also highlight the fact that they've got that the 2 stacks in the Heartless. That's 10 armor reduced, but still, Blaze is just going to be rolling through this entire tournament, it seems. Let's actually, I want to jump over to Blaze right now, and they've got 8 units on the board. They've got a Skull Basher. They've got the, I'm blanking on the name. It's armor reduction, Blightstone. They've also got that Smuggler. They've got a Summoning Stone. They've also got the Taunt Buddy, or the Target Buddy. And Blaze is Blaze is getting everything they want from the shop right now. And they actually have a Mirana sitting in the shop. They could go into that. That would give them the last stack of the Hunter that they're looking for. And with the Drow Ranger, this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I think pairing that with the Drow Ranger is a really, really nice duo. They're going to hold it for now. They could also pick up that extra Enchantress to maybe try and level her up as well. But I would say grab the Mirana now, so that way you're still managing that 5 income for the next round. But either way, we're going to stick on Blaze as they go into Philia. Will Philia be able to dethrone Blaze, or are they just going to be walking through our grand finals with 100 health for the majority of the game? That's going to be a great paralyzing cask coming out. That's going to be a great hook as well from the Pudge, pulling the Drow Ranger out of the back corner. This is going to be a lot of damage out from the Plague Wards from this Venomancer. And it's Veno versus Veno, and then we'll see that the Venomancer on the side of Blaze is a little bit stronger, and Philly are going to be taking 12 damage from them. And Blaze goes onto another win streak. Have they lost yet in this game? No. 13 to 0. Jeez.
I will point out that I hope Nervin comes back.
You know,
oh no!
I think it's it's one of those things. Sometimes you have an animal in your house that likes to jump on things and maybe like bat at routers, and so just hopefully it's one of those things where a cat decided to unplug the Ethernet cable, because cats always do that. That happens to, like, I've been playing games with Zex and he's just like, hold on, my cat unplugged my Ethernet. And it happens all the time, totally. No, I'm hoping that as well. I hope it's just a simple little thing where they can get connectivity again. But I'm still on Blaze right now for this next round into Wiz. Sunder comes out from the Terrorblade. A lot of damage going to be coming out as well. And Blaze is just burning a trail through this game number 4.
Yeah, he's getting max value out of pretty much everything, and I love the Skull Basher onto this Terrorblade. Like, as soon as Sunder pops and I'm sorry, it's not Sunder, it's Metamorphosis, but it's got a Sunder mixed into it, which is his ult in Dota. But you go from bashing people at melee to bashing people at range with a whole lot more damage behind it. So, like, I really like that. If he gets something different, like, I really honestly would not hate to see an Arc Warden thrown in here. Put it by the Drow Ranger, give it the Skull Basher, let it go to work.
Well, we're going to be in another neutral round right now. I'm just going to be jumping through a couple of these players just to see what they're going to be having synergy-wise. I actually was showing the items by accident right there. We have some Scaled going to be coming out from So Bad Really. So going to have some magic resistance, at least one stack with that. Some Troll as well. We also are going to be seeing some Mage. And they already have a Troll Warlord, speaking of, on the side of So Bad Really. And that's what's giving them that second stack. But we do have some items coming through. And that's one of the exciting parts. A lot of Fall from Graces from 3 Fall... double Aegis of the Immortal.
It's almost like we have a bunch of top players who understand the meta better than we ever will.
What?
And they know what works. Like, you see, okay, we've got Moranich with 2 Aegises. Like, I love that.
It's very strong. 2-star Pudge was just picked up by Blazed right there. There's a lot of great items that were picked up right there. I think it was a couple poaching knives, if I'm not mistaken. We also do see a Moonshard going to be on the Terrorblade for Blaze. I'm going to jump over to Blaze really quickly because that's a Moonshard on a Terrorblade. Like, that has just got to be just chunking damage out.
Yeah, and here he goes.
Well, they get the Paralyzing Cask out as well, and yeah, that's going to be a quick rise in
plasma.
A quick rise in damage as they do 6.8k in damage. Arc Warden on the opposing side with 5.3. Blaze once again on another win streak. I seriously don't think they've lost a game. Yeah, they haven't lost a round yet. Net worth sitting at 203. That's Blaze, as I said, like, they're getting everything they want. It's the game is they've got a direct line to Gabe. I think that's it. That has to be it in this situation. Right?
Yeah, Gaben or Ice Frog, one of the two. Ice Frog being, like, let's thank Ice Frog for making all this happen. Honestly. All
right. Well, that's a very good point right there. I'm gonna stay. Actually, let's jump over to Nervin. They're gonna be going up against So Bad Really. We haven't really got to catch their composition too much. They do have a Doom here. That's gonna be a Kunkka ship coming in from them as well. Gonna get a great stun, but they don't have anything to jump into the backline. That actually will force the Troll Warlord to kind of retarget, which means they'll start to attack at the base speed, and then they build up as they attack the same target over and over again. And so with all of that kind of happening with the Bear in the front line from the Lone Druid, it does buy them a little bit of time, but unfortunately Sobad really going to be holding that over, and Nervin going to be taking decent amount of damage coming out from them. It's actually going to be 10 damage right there, knocking him down to 23 health.
As we move forward, we're seeing just a giant split in the in the players here. You know, with 20 points separating 6th from 5th.
Ooh.
So we've been talking a lot about the top. What do these guys on the bottom need to do to come back? Do you guys think? What can they make changes to stick it out a little while longer?
Let's see. I'm gonna jump over to Ingle, who is just they're trying to build some sort of synergy. I think it's they've got 6 assassins on excuse me, Lingally. I was pronouncing that wrong, surprisingly enough. But they have these 6 assassins and they're diving in with them. I think they're getting shut down every single time, and a lot of the other members are also cornering, as you can see exactly what's happening right here. And it's just they're not able to dive in and get the critical damage that they're needing. And these are the hard spots when you're running a composition like this. Me personally, I start to just reposition a lot of my units and hope that like I can actually find some sort of different jump pattern from a lot of my assassins. Because putting them in the back against the wall like this, I feel like it changes up the direction and where it is supposed to be, I think, pretty random. But my opinion, at least like staggering them across the board seems to work out a lot better whenever I'm playing a massive assassin composition like this. I don't know about you, Zex.
You know, I don't really play assassin comps that much. There was that one day where I was like, "What's that?"
Sinful.
Yeah, it is pretty. Sorry, sin was like, what? But yeah, no, like I am much more here recently scrappy guy. I still love playing warriors. But coming in, I'm watching Nervin still, and he seems to be doing all right despite missing a bunch of rounds. He's still losing, but it looks like he's losing less bad. I mean, you can't really do anything about a 3-star Wind Ranger peppering your entire team.
Also with the buff from the Drow Ranger right behind her as well. That's a rough go from Icarus. It's one of those things that like to go back to what Jinxie was saying. I get into these situations and it's more or less I try and look at what I'm losing the fastest. Like if I'm losing, if my Troll Warlord is dying way too quick, all right, it's time to move them around a little bit. If my Necrophos isn't getting the right healing out, maybe my units aren't being positioned enough or positioned right where he's actually going to be able to get that healing out in time, or even to be able to get the healing out in general. And so it's the adaptations that you need to make into the late game. And I'm not experienced enough to specifically say what, but it's at this point, I think it's trial and error and just trying to figure out what you're able to do. Speaking of some of the players in this game, Wiz is actually going to be knocked down to 8th place in our round 25. Actually, that was round 24 probably.
That's really unlucky right there. Like he had such a good comeback to make it into the grand finals, and just to go out in 8th, you got to be kind of a little frustrated with yourself. That was an unlucky boat. As I'm looking at Nervin. Pudge Hook pulled a Wild Wing out of the boat.
Oh, you hate to see it. It's one of those things. I feel like it happens more times than not when you're running Pudge and Kuga on the same time. You're like, yeah, I'm going to get the guy. He's going to... Oh, never mind.
He's fine. You hate to see that thing happen.
Let's go ahead and jump over to... Morwich or Mornotch. I'm not saying it right whatsoever.
Can we just call him number 2? He's got a 2
number 2.
right there.
Yeah, number 2. that feels a little rude from me. Hold on. Tombstone will be picked up by Failure right there. Daedalus going to be picked up by our number 2. No, it's going to be Mornick. Slark level 2 though. Hold on. Who's going to be picking up Slark level 2? Hello? Oh, it's going to be Lingally down in this bottom. Okay, I'm gonna focus on them right now. They're sitting at 8 health. We're going into round 26. They've got themselves a Daedalus a Black King's Bar that they threw onto the Slark right there. They've also got that Vanguard on the Viper, and a Poaching Knife, I believe, is going to be on their... Is that Templar Assassin? I feel like I have that wrong.
A Phantom Assassin.
A Phantom Assassin, thank you. They got a lot of damage in right there. That's a great hook from the Pudge to pull the Templar Assassin back into the fight of this. They're going to be diving around, and I think, that's going to be a great pick onto them around and right at the end, and they'll survive right now, and they're going to deal a little bit of damage into Icarus. Just 7. Not a ton, but still, it's whittling down the opponents right there. And looks like we still have. I'm gonna jump over to Blaze because I think this is still going. Oh, they just finished it out. Blaze is gonna take their first damage.
The king falls.
That's is that it? It's 18-1. That was the first. For anyone who's wondering, that was the first. That was the first loss for them in 27 rounds, essentially. But a lot of 2-stars coming out right now. I don't think anyone's found themselves a 3-star outside of the Wind Ranger for Icarus. And I'm just looking through what they have in the shop as well. I'm going to stick on Icarus for this round 27. I want to see how they do. They got some great items out as well. They've got a Pipe of Insight on the Drow Ranger, which is right next to... And they also have that 2-star Mirana, 2-star Drow Ranger, all of that paired up right around each other. That's really good and a great front line to block a lot of that. Zex, how do you think this round's going to be going up against Philia?
It's all going to rely on the Pudge on the other side. He hooks the Mirana. She's not going to have enough time to get that Sacred Arrow out. And at this point, it's pretty much just... I feel like it's going to be cleanup on the side of Philia right here. She should be able to take it. Yeah, even the zombies are coming out to play with that.
Gonna get a little bit of value with that. Philly, you're gonna be winning out that round. Due to popular request, we're gonna be throwing it back over to Blaze right now and just focusing on that for a couple rounds, see how they're gonna be doing right here.
Round 27 Medusa.
Oh.
That must feel good for them. And the Tidehunter. You know, usually you see the scale with just Slark and Slardar hanging out, but this comp is terrifying. I'm glad I'm not playing.
Yeah, Blaze is just...
Go ahead.
This is so gross. This is so gross. Like 2-star Medusa at round 28. That I don't know how you like. That's incredible luck. To be perfectly honest, that's absolutely idiotic luck. He's got another Tidehunter in the shop. He's got so much value in this comp. It's ridiculous.
It's a really, really well put together composition. 2-star Medusa going to be starting out with a whole lot of damage right there. Kunkka ship going to be coming in with a stun in the front line. Meanwhile, the Disruptor will be going down to one of the Lycan Wolves. We do see the Hook coming out and pulling the Enchantress further into the front line. Hook coming out and pulling the Arc Warden into the opposing side. And now Blaze, not going to be winning out this round. Someone has found the answer. It looks like Philia has... Philly has done the calculation, has figured out how to damage the top player right now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go have a. I know he said we were going to go over to Blaze, but Philia, I'm over on her.
Okay.
And yeah, 2-star. Philia is going to be looking for some kind of high impact item.
Lone
Maelstrom
Druid.
Basher. Yeah, he's got that 2-star Arc Warden as well.
I'm surprised they there's another Medusa that they could pick up right there if they wanted to go into that, but they will go for the Tidehunter. Let's actually see how they do versus our difficult to name player here, and this is just going to be the Morphling diving around. And Philly, you might have the answer for Blaze, but it doesn't look like you've figured out this composition right now. Sorry, the keeper of the light that shot off just to the side. They're just like, oh, I don't need this. I'm just gonna throw it into the woods. Let's actually jump over to their composition right now. What do they have? Because I do see that there's this Lich, 1-star Lich, 2-star Dragon Knight. We do have the Crystal Maiden behind that. The Keeper of the Light is a 1-star as well.
That's so good. Put the Daedalus on the Dragon Knight. So if he crits with that AoE, it's gonna crit everything.
Mm-hmm. And they do have the synergy because they do have that puck. They actually have 2 pucks right now. They're looking for one more. They do have a free reroll they could use to try and find one more puck. Are there a ton on the map? Or excuse me, are there a ton on the board or other boards is the better way to word that.
He's the only one with puck in his hand right now.
Okay. Looks like they're going to be saving another round. They're going to be saving that free reroll. I was just a little surprised by that. Maybe I would be expecting them to maybe push for the puck, but I think they're going to be a little bit smarter with their money than I am and just save that and just wait for the next round to give them the reroll right there, and then they can use the free reroll afterwards. Seems like these dinosaurs are going to be a little difficult for them to finish out right now. And how's everyone else doing on these dinosaurs? Looks like Nervin finished. I think. I don't know. Not many people won against the Swave, it seems. We have a Daedalus for... Oh, go ahead.
Mage comps usually are really bad against the Thunderhides. Like, all the times I've ever played Mage, I don't think I've ever won a Thunderhide round. I usually just pray get a smuggler or something.
Friends and family discount going to be coming in for Mornak. Oh, Arc Warden potential pickup. Well, they do have that as well on the on Blazed. I'm just trying to skim through this. Oh yeah.
He did end up on that Arc Warden I was talking about earlier on Blaze. He did put that Skull Basher on him, so he's got some really decent value with that Arc Warden, providing those nice stuns.
Well, I'm still sitting on Blazed right now, and let me jump back over to the damage numbers, as that's going to be a huge storm coming in from the Disruptor. They will get the round right there, and I don't think it's is that enough damage to knock him out of the game? Oh no, they had. Oh, this is our player with 2 Crystal Aegises. That's why, not Crystal Aegises. Excuse me, Aegis the Immortal. And just for anyone who's wondering at home why you're seeing double friends and family discount, it's a visual bug. There were 2 Aegis the Immortal. One of them went away, and so it just does this visual bug here and there. So they have 1 Aegis the Immortal. They do not have the. That'd be crazy to have double friends and family discount. That'd just be like. You're just walking around just throwing out gold, just buying whatever unit you want. You're like, this is all mine. But Necrophos level 2 for Blaze right there. And I don't think they pick up a Doom as well. They do have the full roster, if you will, or the full board availability with the level 10 right there. They're going to be holding onto their 10 gold, making sure they have some sort of income. Economy-wise, let's actually jump over. Still sitting pretty healthy as they have the highest. Actually, no, excuse me. Moronic is going to be on 284 as they have the highest. But So Bad Verily versus Blaze right now, and this could be a great. It's another. Just the Disruptor at the start of this is just so very strong. That's going to be a paralyzing cast coming out as well. The Arc Warden going to be throwing in a ton of damage right there, and I don't think they're going to be able to win against. Or excuse me, Blaze isn't going to be able to win against So Bad Really. Wow, Blaze is slowly being whittled down here, and that's a lot of damage coming in as well. Wow.
Yeah, and we did see it that last round. We did see Moronic. He had his Aegis popped, so he is in danger. He's going to hit level 10 as well. He's going to find a 2-star Keeper of the Light. And, oh my God, he's getting all the upgrades.
That's just when you go into your shop and you just see everything you need. It's such a great moment right there. They've got that 2-star Lich. Oh my God, they found 2 Liches during all these rerolls. I mean, they oh my God, there's also going to be a Dragonite available. There's the puck that they needed. There's the 3-star puck.
All right,
And
now it's our turn.
I think he's stabilized at this point. If he loses this round, I'll legitimately.
They will get this Disruptor out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I lost you there for a second. But that's...
Yeah, no. There's nothing you can do when that Disruptor dropped that Static Storm, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut all the mages up. You don't get to cast your spells, boys. That's pretty...
Well, we do have our 5th place decided as well, so we are into our top 4 of the final game right now. Let me see. Can I... Okay, so it is being updated really quickly. So when we get into the next round, I'll update everyone on the points and the standings currently. Because I know I did see that a couple times in chat when I glanced over. Someone was asking about what the current standings are. So when we get into our next neutral round, which is after this round 34, we'll go ahead and show those total stats because the admins are beautiful human beings who have been updating this consistently throughout the game. So we do have some final standings for some of the players, so we can kind of see where they're going to be landing as this does progress. And we'll go ahead and take a peek at that in about a round, so keep your eye out for that information. But round 34, let's go ahead and jump over to Philia, actually, because they're going to be sitting... Actually, no, let's jump over to Icarus. Icarus versus Blaze. Let's see if Icarus stays in the game or if they're going to be knocked out. I don't think anyone has an Aegis of the Immortal anymore. I might be wrong on that, though. Really good paralyzing cast coming out as well.
They're all gone.
They are all gone? Okay. This Wind Ranger
Right.
putting in so much damage, but the stuns are way too good, and the Medusa is just going to be way too powerful as well, and I think that's going to be Blazed knocking out Icarus right there. 4th place.
It's a good amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to note that I think it's really going to come down between Philia and So Bad, really.
Ooh, Blaze going to get a 2-star Disruptor.
I'd like to immediately revise my opinion.
That's what I was just about to talk about. Is nobody seems to have an answer for this disruptor, but now I think it's going to come down to Philia and Blaze, and just who gets their disruptor off first.
Yeah, they're both
Alrighty.
sitting on 2 stars.
Let's see. So it is a neutral round, as promised, everybody. Let's go ahead and transition over to that other screen. So there you go. You can see that there are some standings being updated right there. You can see that some of the players have 4 numbers next to their name, and that's going to be their total pointage. So Wiz has been calculated. Nervin's going to be calculated, as well as Morana and the Lingali, I believe is the name. And so we still have a couple members to figure out where they're going to be landing. Definitely, So Bad Really is going to be placing pretty high as they're sitting in second place right now. Radiance and Black King Bar are going to be picked up. Let's jump back over to the main screen. Who got so the Radiance is going to be on the Tide Hunter for Blaze. Oh, that's a rough spot to be in. God.
Oh, and he's got the perfect unit to put this on would be if he had a 3-star Pudge. But I also really, really like it on the Tide Hunter, because with his Ravage, he's just going to get so much value out of this Radiance. So going into So Bad Really, we're going to see how this plays out. I like his formation with the Alchemist coming on way out the side. Same with that Disruptor. They're going to be able to get their spells off pretty much unmolested, as we're watching right here. Everyone hates that Tombstone, man. Just punch it down. But Medusa is already almost to another ult, but she's not going to need it as another Static Storm drops down, and we see. That
was just a defense from Blaze, yeah. So it's just they just have the defense. But So Bad Really is going to be defeated by Philia. It's 19-19 between the two health pools for those two players right there. As Blaze is sitting comfortably with 10 units as well as 33 health. Philia did just roll out as well. I'm actually on the wrong player. Just curious what their shop looks like right now. Not a whole lot of great units right there. Disruptor was given that Black King's Bar that was picked up in the last round. And they're going to be shuffling some stuff around. I'm going to stick on Philia for our round 37 and see how they do right now. Or actually, we'll see in a second, because if it's just a defense round, then no. Okay, so this is going to be Philia actually into Blazed, and we're going to look at Philia's view right now, as that's going to be the hit from the Tide Hunter. Kunkka ship. Oh, I thought I heard. There it is. Okay, I swore I heard that boat bell at some point, and that's going to be a great hook coming out from the Pudge as well. Necrophos getting some good healing out for the friendly team, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And Blazed going to be putting in a whole lot of hurt after that round. I don't know if it's enough to knock him out, though. I counted quite a few 2-star units, and yeah, 22 is going to be going out. And actually, that's everybody. Done. Yeah, So Bad Really going to get knocked into third, and Philia takes second. Blazed going to be walking through game number 4 with everything they could have wanted, and that's going to be them taking first place in this game. We're going to throw it over to the stat screen really quickly, so you all can see all of those stats and how they're being updated, and then we'll go ahead and announce the winner and let you all. Let's see. So Blazed, 72 points. I don't think anyone comes close to that. So Bad Really would need
another game.
I was gonna say they would need two games worth of points. Not to BM by any means. It was just it hadn't been calculated at the moment. So this is going to be your final standings. Blaze is going to be our first place. Or is going to be our winner for the grand finals for Underlords Pro League season number 2. They take $200. Philly is going to be taking $100. And Marana, I apologize, but hey, you walk away $50. I'm so sorry for killing your name this entire night. Please feel free to DM me the actual pronunciation, so that way in the future I do know how to properly say it. But this was such a fun event. This is such a great time. Yeah, $200 Pog in chat, absolutely.